In a quiet moment at the airport, a passenger glances at the gate. A facial recognition system scans the crowd, identifying individuals in seconds. This technology, once sci-fi, is now transforming our daily lives. But what if this convenience comes at an unexpected cost? Biometric surveillance is more than security. It subtly shifts our social fabric. As we adopt technologies using our unique traits, like fingerprints and facial features, questions of privacy loom large. Proponents argue these systems enhance safety, yet personal privacy erodes. What happens when every moment of our lives is subject to scrutiny? At the heart of this discussion is a profound paradox. The desire for security clashes with the need for privacy. Biometric systems promise protection, but also dilute trust. In public spaces, we're unwitting participants in a watchful eye tracking our movements. Facial recognition cameras in cities, fingerprint scanners at workplaces, and iris scans at airports bring convenience, but alarm about surveillance's extent. The rapid integration of these technologies follows significant global events heightening security concerns. In the wake of the September 11th attacks in 2001, governments worldwide ramped up security measures, leading to an increased focus on surveillance technology. Public sentiment shifted dramatically. The once cherished idea of personal privacy began to wane under the weight of perceived security threats. Post-pandemic, many turned to biometric solutions to minimize contact, raising the question, has the risk justified the erosion of personal privacy? As we embrace this new era of biometric surveillance, we must acknowledge the societal implications beyond mere technology. Our communities now exist under constant surveillance, which can breed suspicion and alter interactions. When aware of being watched, behavior changes. A casual stroll becomes cautious, knowing we are scrutinized. Imagine walking through a bustling city square filled with people, the scent of street food wafting through the air, and every move is captured by hidden cameras, analyzing your every expression, every gesture. The thought alone can shift how individuals engage with their environment. As you decide whether to smile at a stranger or engage in a spontaneous conversation, a flicker of concern about being misinterpreted looms. This self-censorship subtly shapes everyday interactions, often robbing individuals of authentic connections. As we investigate biometric surveillance's impact on society, the question of trust arises. Trust binds communities and fosters safety. However, surveillance creates a dichotomy, making us feel safer yet more vulnerable. While biometric systems aim for security, they inadvertently foster distrust. People wonder if their actions are being recorded, and if so, for what purpose? This nagging uncertainty can lead to a pervasive sense of anxiety, where every public action is measured against an invisible threshold of acceptability. The implications of living in a society where facial recognition tracks not just criminals, but ordinary citizens, can lead to a chilling effect. Individuals modify their behavior out of fear of misinterpretation, resulting in a stifled expression of identity, creativity, and freedom. This unsettling reality highlights the hidden costs of biometric surveillance, revealing emotional and social narratives often overlooked. Biometric systems actively shape interactions and perceptions. A neighborhood with surveillance may appear safer, but beneath this lies a web of implications redefining relationships and community dynamics. Consider a family that refrains from hosting a barbecue in their backyard because they fear their privacy will be invaded by prying eyes. Such an invisible barrier can fracture community bonds, leading to isolation amid technological convenience. Facial recognition technology has gained traction globally. In 2019, U.S. police departments deployed it over 1,000 times. However, critical questions arise about its accuracy. Studies show algorithms perform better on lighter-skinned individuals, leading to higher false identification rates for minorities. The National Institute of Standards and Technology found that false match rates for Asian and Black individuals can be up to 100 times higher than for white individuals. This disparity erodes trust and perpetuates systemic inequalities, raising concerns about the very fabric of fairness in law enforcement and society at large. The introduction of surveillance technologies alters community life. London, one of the most surveilled cities, has approximately 600,000 cameras embedded in the urban landscape. Proponents argue they deter crime, yet analyses suggest no significant decrease in crime rates correlating with camera presence. In cities like Chicago, violent crime rates remain unchanged despite surveillance proliferation. The question arises, is the investment justified? Sightlines across the city are dotted with cameras, towering like sentinels, yet the promised security remains elusive. In contrast, San Francisco became the first major U.S. city to ban facial recognition technology in 2019 due to public outcry over privacy concerns. Residents feared a slippery slope toward broader surveillance practices, where technology intended for safety normalizes intrusive monitoring. The decision marked a pivotal moment, showcasing the power of community voices in shaping technological adoption, a sign of resistance in an age of encroaching surveillance. Biometric surveillance's implications extend beyond immediate privacy concerns to the psychological realm, fostering suspicion and paranoia. Technologies designed to analyze data often lack nuanced understanding. A smile could be misinterpreted, leading to unintended consequences. During the 2020 protests for racial equity, biometric surveillance was deployed to monitor gatherings, perceived as an infringement on the right to assemble peacefully. The atmosphere during those protests was fraught. Individuals were conscious of the precautions they took to express their opinions freely, knowing they were under the watchful gaze of surveillance technologies. The tension in the air was palpable, as demonstrators weighed their desire for change against the potential repercussions of being recorded and misrepresented. Countries like China take biometric surveillance to unprecedented levels, implementing social credit systems monitoring citizens' behaviors. This raises alarms about human rights implications, as individuals can be penalized for undesirable activities, such as speaking out against the government or failing to follow traffic laws. The result is an environment fostering self-censorship, limiting open dialogue. Picture a society where individuals refrain from discussing politics openly, fearful of repercussions that could affect their social standing or access to services. Conversations become muted, and the vibrancy of civic engagement withers under the weight of surveillance. The psychological toll of such an existence is profound. Individuals may grapple with an internal struggle between their beliefs and the reality of their environment. Competition in biometric surveillance technology is fierce, with companies like Clearview AI scraping billions of images from social media to create vast databases. This practice has drawn criticism and legal challenges, yet the allure of effective surveillance continues attracting investments from law enforcement. The race for dominance in this field highlights a troubling trend: the willingness to overlook ethical implications for the sake of innovation and profit. In a world where personal data becomes currency, the stakes of our identities are increasingly compromised. The technical complexity of these systems often remains hidden. Algorithms driven by deep learning analyze facial features and behavioral patterns with accuracy rates over 90% in controlled environments. However, accuracy can plummet in real-world situations. For example, poor lighting, obstructions, or even the angle of a face can drastically affect the system's performance, leading to further misidentification. This inconsistency raises questions about reliability in critical situations, where lives hang in the balance. A camera may misidentify an innocent bystander as a wanted criminal, leading to wrongful apprehensions and deepening societal distrust. Moreover, integrating biometric surveillance with other technologies raises the stakes higher. The potential for real-time data analysis creates unsettling surveillance. Pilot projects in cities like Los Angeles integrate AI-driven analytics into public safety initiatives, suggesting a future where biometric data drives predictive policing. Imagine a scenario where algorithms predict potential criminal activity based on algorithms analyzing movement patterns and social media interactions. This futuristic approach, while innovative, raises ethical dilemmas about profiling and discrimination. The algorithmic lens applied to human behavior can flatten complex social dynamics into simplistic interpretations, risking both justice and social equity. As society grapples with biometric surveillance, the urgency for ethical frameworks becomes clear. Regulations on data usage, consent, and transparency must be prioritized. Before these technologies become entrenched, discussions about their efficacy and broader societal impact are imperative. The balance between safety and freedom is delicate. As technology evolves, we must tread carefully to prevent eroding the trust essential for community cohesion. Unchecked, biometric surveillance could lead to a future characterized by mistrust. The challenge lies in redefining the relationship between individuals